Like a car landed on him.
Hey, welcome back to another edition of Ego on Break. I'm your host, Dynamite J. Andrews. Got the Mississippi Madman, Logan Creed, and we're looking a little short today for some reason. So,
I think you got a lean funny.
let's see if we can reposition this camera. How's that?
Ain't that short?
Yeah, it's a little better. So, sorry for our non-traditional ways of filming, but, you know, we get by. So, over the weekend, we both did a toy show, so that was kind of cool. Did you pick up any wrestling-related stuff?
My friend Bill found 2 wrestling figures in a box that said free.
Yeah.
And it was Roddy Piper and Macho Man.
Yeah.
And the voices that played through them sound nothing like either one of them.
Yeah, it's the Tough Talkers.
Yep.
I've got a Tough Talkers Dean Ambrose that I was trying to sell at the toy show. It did not
be
sell.
called Tough Impersonators because it was not them. And I'm like, what?
Wasn't quite what it was supposed to be. Huh?
Macho Man didn't sound like, no, that's not him.
It's pretty funny. So, yeah. So
That's what it sounded
I bought
like.
a LJN Nikolai Volkov.
Good.
There was so much stuff there, it was really hard to see and or process. But as I was kind of walking out of one area, I just saw it had $1 on it, so I was like, I'll take that.
Sweet.
So
Did he look shoot up?
no, he was actually better. He was in better shape than the one I had. And then I bought a Yokozuna.
Nice.
And,
Really?
yeah, it was still in the package, and it was like $5. And then I was like, oh, I'll take that for $5. But then when I got back to my table, I realized that he came with a set of tag team titles, and yeah, they were missing. But still, $5 for a Yoko was kind of cool.
Him and Owen.
Yep. And I tried to buy a Vince McMahon, and he was like a classic Superstars, I think. And he had like the gaudy suit on and stuff, like, you know, Vince used to wear. And so I asked the guy, I'm like, you know, how much is it? He's like, well, they're my wives. And he's like, I think she wanted 15. I was like, well, look, I'll give 10. I'm like, if she'll take 10, I'm your guy. So I'll run over and grab some money real quick. So about when I got back, his wife was there, and he was like, well, 15 was actually 25. And I'm like, well, would you take 10? She's like, nope. So I don't know if they sold it or not, but I would have gave 10 for it, but I wouldn't give it anymore.
Yeah.
Like, it was cool, but it wasn't that cool, you know.
I'm just not a big fan of having anything Vince. I bought the DVD set a long time ago.
Yeah.
Probably one of the worst buys I've ever made in my life, in all honesty.
Well, I just dug it because it was in the, you know, the throwback kind of clothes. It wasn't like I'm in, you know, black or whatever. He was in like tan with pink trim or something. I don't remember exactly what it was, but like you looked at it and you're like, yep, that's Vince.
Sweet.
But overall, the toy show was a
Did
success.
Eric Bischoff ever have a figure?
Yeah.
Did he?
Yep.
Okay.
He's got a couple figures, I think.
Never saw it. But
I think
just
maybe
wondered.
2 figures. So, yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, so overall, pretty good. So, watch any wrestling?
MLW and one match from Ring of Honor. That was a throwback match they did. You know how they do those? It was the Briscoes versus Kings of Wrestling.
Okay.
So, really good match.
Yeah. I attempted to watch MLW. Yeah, I don't know. I just couldn't.
You weren't impressed?
It either wasn't good or I wasn't in the mood to watch it. One or
I think
the
you
other.
weren't in the mood because I
But
actually enjoyed the
I
show.
didn't enjoy any of it.
I thought the first match was too damn short.
All right. So what was the first match?
Ricky Martinez getting jobbed to Mance Warner.
Right. And how many times have we seen Mance Warner get jobbed? A lot.
No, Mance Warner's only lost one time that I know of to Mance Warner.
No, I mean Ricky Martinez.
That's who you said, Mance Warner.
My bad, man.
Well, he lost to Bestia 666. Besides that, he hasn't lost any that I know of.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
But,
It wasn't good. Like I'm like
Ricky, they kill him every time he turn around.
What? He's her security. He's a thug. I'm like, well, he ain't very good at it. Like,
No, he's like the worst thug ever.
he's more like
Like, he has a good look, but they don't use it.
he's a distraction. You know,
Yeah.
like you ever heard things like, well, if we get stuck in the woods, we got to run from the bear. You know, like, no, I'm gonna push you down and then I'm gonna run. Like Ricky's the guy you push down.
What's the girl manager's name?
Selena.
Yeah, he's Selena's version of Virgil.
Maybe worse.
No, Virgil got the same kind of beating he did.
Well, maybe they'll hurry up and turn him
That's what he
babyface
was.
and he can tag with Piper.
Or was he Vincent when he was getting beat up? Either way, he was getting beat up both ways.
turn Ricky Martinez into
No,
Cody
he
Rhodes.
was Vincent then because he was named after Vince in WCW.
Yeah, so he wasn't Vince who went to WCW.
Yeah.
He
so-
was named after Dusty in WCW.
Yeah, he was Virgil in WWE. But you know, you remember back in the day, though, like everybody would escape from the run and on the NWO except Vincent, and they kicked the hell out of him.
Somebody's got to get beat up.
Yeah, so yeah, that's Ricky's job now.
Yep, he's the let's get beat up guy.
I will say this: at least usually with Low K, he lasts more than like one lick. Besides that, nothing else. Well, the second match, you said you couldn't get into it.
And I think the commentary had a lot to do with that because they spent too much time arguing over not calling the other one Austin or something. I don't know. Like,
Well, one was Ace Austin, the other one was Austin Aries.
Right.
So like, how we gonna do this? I'm like, call them by their name.
so yeah, I didn't get into it. I mean, about halfway through, I just skipped.
The finish was really cool.
I
so-
skipped almost to the end of the main event and just saw the ending of the main event.
But I agree, that was kind of distracting. The main event was actually really good. The only time I'm getting tired of with MLW, it seems like their main event here lately is always a damn death match, and that's getting kind of old.
Right.
How about just have a good wrestling match?
Yeah.
Like the Thatcher match with Bulldog a few weeks ago. That was the main event.
It was
But
okay.
That was like in between like 4 times they've had death matches. You know, stick with wrestling. That's what it says on the marquee, as Dusty Rhodes used to say.
Yeah, death match, major death match.
I mean, you stick to wrestling, guys. That would help a lot. My favorite part after the death match is here comes Mance Warner. He's got a chainsaw and chases them off. It's like, well, he's fixing to make this literal.
Yeah, cutting down some trees.
But I love that he's got a chainsaw. L.A. Park turns around and is like this. And I'm like, you know, fist versus chainsaw. I know which one of these wins. And that's how it goes off the air.
I get the idea, you know, stand and fight, but
No, that's stupidity in
Yeah.
fight.
so, yeah. So you know, MLW to me was more like not quite here, but like right there.
I actually enjoyed it.
So you're like more here.
Yeah, I didn't like the first match. It was too short. I'm with you. I don't like him jobbing Ricky out. But then when I got to looking at how much damn bigger Mance Warner is to Ricky Martinez, it damn near made sense.
I just like every time he comes out though, he loses.
Oh no, he
Like,
loses every time.
I'm like, okay,
Unless it's
if-
like local jobber number
yeah, that's what
one
I'm
and
saying.
two.
Like, if you're like 117 pounds, don't screw around with Ricky
Didn't he have
Martinez.
like a face mask thing he was doing for a little while?
Yeah, when he like
and he
had
was
his
knocking
face
people
busted,
out.
yeah.
He should have left that damn thing on
Right.
because he didn't lose then.
So yeah, I mean, give the dude something. You know what I mean? Like, or either that or quit telling me he's a badass. You know, one or the other.
Well,
like,
now I suppose he isn't with her no more.
he got fired.
Yeah,
So all right.
so there it was.
Yep.
And he is.
So
And then somehow or some reason they stole Hammer Toes Hammerstone jacket and they peed on
heat
it
on it. Yeah.
and gave it back to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was kind of weird.
I'm not a fan of Teddy Hart.
I'm not a fan of what
I
they're
say it
doing
every
with
week.
that
Like,
whole
I don't,
thing. I don't
I
get what
don't
they're
care
doing.
about any of that. Like, it's all like I'm bored with it. Like, it's not good. You know, like you want Teddy Hart, let him wrestle.
I think their main event is him and somebody next week.
Like, quit letting him talk. Like, they're not. He's not a good talker. Like
He's boring
horrible.
as far as his
Oh
stuff
man,
goes.
he's so horrible.
And boy, you talk about somebody else who's learning how to promo, and I know they ain't been doing promos long, but the Von Erichs,
They're horrible.
they are not good on the mic, and they're going to bring the General, but supposedly the General isn't going to be in the match. He said it's going to be somebody else. Like, he's going to be on the outside like
Yeah.
Cornette back in the day.
Well, that's cool.
So I'm glad of that because I didn't want to see him getting there and throw out a hip.
So who you think's gonna be representing Texas?
I really think they might pull low key. I think that would be a cool somebody to pull, and you wouldn't really suspect.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool.
So, and I mean, he's had his little run in with Contra. So but to me, that'd be kind of cool.
I like that. I'm gonna go with.
I mean, he can knock everybody out with one punch.
I'm gonna go with Stone Cold.
You keep on doing that.
Texas is the place where rattlesnakes roam. Yeah. So.
And then I told you I watched the AEW thing with Cody Rhodes.
Yeah.
And he's evidently singing "Take Me Home, Country Road," except his version is "Take Me Home, Cody Rhodes."
Yeah.
And it's still like this really hokey, like background changing video. It's so bad, it's good. It's one of those. Like Cody has a very monotone voice, so like his singing isn't no good.
It's not as good as mine, huh?
No, about the same. But it wasn't good. But the video was it was one of the more entertaining ones. What's the bald guy they're always showing on there?
White guy, black guy?
White.
I have no idea.
You get a lot of help, thank you. but they were pushing him and pretty hard in this one, and the one guy's always calling the other ones nerds.
Sure, man.
Yeah. Anyway,
sure, man.
Go watch the new AEW thing. You'll see what I'm talking about.
So is it the Road to All Out, or is it?
Yeah, the Road to
the
All Out,
BTE?
basically.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, it was a little more enjoyable than some of the stuff I've seen. They did a deal with Orange Cassidy sitting there. He's leaning back and he's like this, and he's got his hand down, and the referee comes up and he picks his hand up and it drops. Picks the hand up and it drops. Pick the hand up and it drops. Give me the bell. I'm like,
I really dig the stuff they're doing with the ref. Like,
what the?
He did something like
And then there's some other guy wrestler sitting next to him, and he picks his glasses up, and Orange Cassidy's like. Like,
they did something where
what the hell were they doing?
Like Cody bumped the ref or whatever, and he falls. He's like, ref bump, gotcha. And he's like, come on. So he's bumping his coach, just like picks his pocket, takes his wallet.
Yeah.
Like, well, let's get a little something out of the deal. So.
Yeah, I can promise I'll never do that as a ref bump.
Sure you will.
No, I won't.
But overall, man, like I don't know, I didn't watch a ton of wrestling this week. I will say that Pro Wrestling EGO is not dead, so we canceled the August 31st event, but we were already back in the swing of things. September 21st, Richland, Mississippi. Be back at the high school, so we're looking forward to that. Trying to put everything together now, so hopefully by next week we'll have some matches, or at least a match we can announce. But I'm looking forward to that. So.
Well, I told you the one thing I read just a few minutes ago where it was officially announced. NXT will be getting moved to USA against AEW. So, who do you think will win the Wednesday Night Wars?
I don't know which one would win, but I'll tell you that I'm glad it's AEW versus NXT and not AEW versus Monday Night Raw or SmackDown or whatever. Because this seems really fresh, where the WWE war, I mean, yes, it's the same thing, don't get me wrong, but I'm more excited about it being AEW kind of versus NXT than anything else. But if I had to pick, I'm going to go with AEW. Just because I think I think the social media aspect is going to help them a ton, and that's where they thrive. So I really dig that, and it still is going to have that feel of, well, Vince is scripting it. You know what I mean? Like,
well, they said like that's one of the big rumors going around is like Vince will now have his hands in NXT,
right?
Where he's never had them in there before, because he
So,
didn't give a damn about them,
right?
So
I definitely think it's really going to be exciting to figure out and follow and watch and that kind of thing. I don't know. It really depends on if NXT can keep what they're doing. You know what I mean? Keep doing what they're doing. Or if they have to, get televised, you know what I mean? So,
I asked you
or
a
TV
question
ready or whatever.
Do you think the AEW guys with the niche guys like Orange Cassidy and Joey Ryan, guys that have these little gimmicks, once they get mainstream, do you think it's going to be uncool to like these guys?
Yeah, for sure.
I see it coming.
I mean, I do it now, like with WWE guys, like
Nakamura was this big deal a year ago, and now nobody even knows where he's at or what he's doing.
Well, I mean, even like I'm happy when I see somebody from the Indies get signed, and then when they finally make it to, to Raw or whatever, I'm like, yeah, this is cool. But then it's like, okay, now let's see who. I'm an underdog guy. I don't like once you make it, cool. You know what I mean? Like, I'm proud for you. Like, I'm glad to see you. All your hard work coming to fruition or whatever. But I'm just I don't know. I like to see them earn that spot, not just kind of be there. So. Definitely for me, it's. But now I think guys like Orange Cassidy and those guys, it's going to be so fresh to the TV market and to the people who have never seen them. Because you got to think about it, like, I know we live in a social media world now, but not everybody is social media. You know what I mean? Like, not everybody's through their phone. So You know, like there's going to be a lot of people who've never seen these guys.
I agree.
You know, so
But we
it's
need
going to be
to-
fresh for a while. But after a while, it's going to be whichever kind of, like, will AEW be able to kind of keep that momentum rolling, and will NXT kind of lose their thing? But if they both can thrive,
Yeah.
then great. But it's going to be different. Like, you know, the 3 shows a year is going to be really different compared to, you know, 52 shows a week or a year or whatever.
It's supposed to be 4 main pay-per-views, and then working like 2 to 3 times a week, compared to WWE working like 6 times a week.
Cool thing else is, and I saw this, and I guess it's a little old news. I hadn't heard a lot about it, but the NWA will be launching TV in October as well.
But on what channel?
I don't know yet, but it's going to be studio wrestling. Like, they're going to film it, you know.
Kind of like Ring of Honor and Impact is.
I don't know if it's going to be that big. Like Billy Corgan said that, you know, he grew up watching, you know, NWA and WCW studio wrestling where there was,
We did some ourselves.
you know, where there
here in
was
Mississippi.
300 people in the crowd. You know, and I think that's really, he wants to do that, but with bigger production. So I think it's probably going to look a lot like NWA Hollywood.
Yeah,
If you
I've
really
seen
want,
some
or,
of
you know,
that,
championship
yeah.
wrestling from Hollywood, where it's, you know, 2 sides and it's just those people, and, you know, it's a few hundred people in there. But you're going to get, I think he's going to dress that up to where, you know, it's not really dressed up, you know, a lot. This, you know, kind of that Saturday morning show or whatever. And he spoke a lot about Saturday morning, so I don't know if that's his.
That's a good
game
time
plan,
to me, because
you know.
there's a lot of kids out of school, and
Well, that's what he said. You
depending
know,
on the
like
channel, you know.
he was like, I became a fan because of Saturday morning wrestling, and I want to kind of bring that back. So I think they're not trying to be prime time. Like, I think they're like, we want to do Saturday mornings and, you know, studio wrestling and get the promos and get the good matches, and, you know, but like he spoke a lot about how, you know, even as like a small independent has to ramp up their production. So I think they're going to dress it up really big, but at the core it's still going to be like studio wrestling. So
Because when I was a kid, you either watched it Saturday morning or Saturday nights. Every once in a while, if you got lucky, on NBC.
right.
So
So I really think that's what he's wanting to kind of get back to. And I dig that concept. Like, not everything has to be Monday night, you know, like you can do something
wasn't the
somewhere
Saturday
else.
show more or less like a highlight of what had happened before? Remember?
Yeah, for the most part. Yeah.
That's what I was trying to remember. It's been a while.
Yeah.
And you might get lucky and see 2 or 3 full
Right,
matches.
right. And I dig that, but I think he's going to do just like a smaller
Well, back then it used to be more about you trying to get them to come to the shows.
to the house shows,
Yeah.
you know. Yeah, and I think that's what he's trying to get back to. In reality, is, you know, we want to do this Saturday morning thing and get you introduced to who everybody is and up to date on what's going on, and then we'll get you out to the big
But
shows.
it won't be with them in Ring of Honor, because over there
Yeah.
had some kind of falling out, and that ain't happening no
Yeah.
more.
So, but I mean, wrestling's still thriving. It's still a lot of stuff happening. October seems to be peak time to launch a TV company,
No kidding.
or TV product or whatever. So, really looking forward to that.
A lot of people are saying WWE's writing's getting better, and it's kind of weird it's getting better now that a new product's fixing to try to come out.
Well, competition, man. Like, when you're the only guy in town, you can do whatever.
The
You know?
laziest SOB on the planet.
So I mean, once you have somebody else in town selling what you're selling,
I mean, they will literally take the flyers off the wall and bring them to your building if you
Yeah.
make them mad enough.
yeah, they do a lot of stuff. So,
Bang, bang.
yeah, there you go. But overall, man, like, I'm excited. Who do you think's gonna win, AEW or NXT?
Scarily, I think AEW is going to be a niche that's going to fall off in about 2 years unless they keep it very, very fresh.
Yeah, I can see that.
I can just say, okay, when Orange Cassidy comes out and does this, and I'm probably hitting too hard because
how many people are gonna be chanting "Holy poop"?
My tree's actually selling.
Yeah.
I mean, people are going to get tired of that crap. I'm sorry. I think it's an okay gimmick, and I kind of get it, but in the end, that's going to get old.
I don't think you're gonna see him every week, though. I think
well,
that's what's gonna help keep
They're
it
going to
fresh.
run out of friends to hire eventually. That's the problem. I'm sorry. I agree with Cornette on that. They have hired mainly their buddies.
Oh, for sure.
And there's so many good names of wrestlers out there that are not their friends, that they're not hiring. It's stupid.
So who would you name one?
I already told you mine, Sammy Callahan.
But hadn't he been on there? Wasn't he in like the
AEW?
Battle Royal or whatever or something?
Was he in the... Well, that wasn't technically their show then.
But still, I mean, he was there.
But he wasn't their show.
I mean,
then.
Glacier was there.
Well, it still wasn't their show then.
I thought it was like All
that
In
was,
or
that
whatever.
was Ring of Honor still. That was technically still Ring of Honor, AAA, and NWA. Yes, that was a everybody show.
I got you.
Their real first show was the one with the god awful battle royal that everybody crapped on.
Was he not in that?
No. Yeah.
No. So yeah.
But now they're going to do that battle royal with women, so I want to see. I do want to see how that's going to go.
Dig it.
But we'll see.
Yep. So let us know in the comments who you think is going to win AEW versus NXT. Let us know what you think about NWA launching a television product in October as well. Could there be some NWA versus ROH? That could be cool.
Not right now. They're kind of mad at each other for something.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like there could be like let's try to steal that.
How
guy,
many wars do we got?
Yeah. So yeah, looking forward to that. Again, September 21st, Richland, Mississippi, Pro Wrestling Ego. We return for our third event at the high school. Really looking forward to that. And
Are you gonna have a rumble this time?
I don't know yet, so I'm still considering it.
You gotta work on this booking thing.
Yeah, I'm really out of whack, out of practice. So until then, guys, keep watching. Subscribe, like, comment, all that good stuff. Send your friends over to the new Pro Wrestling Ego Facebook page. Trying to build that back up.
Sweet.
So hopefully we can get that back going pretty quick and get some stuff on there. But until then,
if you're a hacker, get a life and then watch some wrestling.
Right. Watch wrestling, guys. Later.